Hi there, Mark here from baldingserum.com. Hope you're having it great this lovely day today. Okay, since I've been getting countless mails, WhatsApp messages and questions about hair transplants, I might as well answer everything here once and for all. Okay, number one, what is a hair transplantation or how does it work? Okay, hair transplantation is really about relocating or transplanting the bald resistant hair follicles from the back of the head to the balding areas on the top of the head. Okay, so simply put, the surgeons will take hair from where you have more than you need and put it where you need it more. Okay, so again, let me repeat that in the simplest way possible. Okay, the surgeons will take hair from where you have more than you need and put it where you need it more. Okay, that's about it. Okay, number two, will it look completely natural? Well, when done right, it will look as natural as it can be because you're not using anything artificial, as you're using back your own hair. Okay, but the skill and techniques of hair transplant surgeons does vary widely, as do their results, which is why you have to choose them very carefully to get the best results. Okay, number three, will the transplanted hair fall off eventually? Okay, in 90% of cases, all transplanted hair lasts a lifetime. Okay, it is supposed to last forever. Okay, but naturally, you might lose some hair as you age because obviously, as we grow older, we will naturally lose hair one way or another, right? Okay, number four, does it hurt? Okay, now patients will be given local anesthesia in the donor and recipient areas, so no, it does not hurt. Now, just in case you don't know the difference between a donor and a recipient area, okay, the donor area is where you have lots of hair, okay? It's the place where you will have to take out a chunk of hair from. Okay, the recipient area is the area in which is your bald or thinning spot. Basically it receives hair. It's as simple as that. Okay, all right, so back to the question where we were at a while ago. Okay, patients will be given local anesthesia in the donor and recipient areas, so no, it does not hurt. Okay, there might be some discomfort every now and then, but nothing major to be worried about. Okay, number five, will there be any scarring? Okay, no. Okay, the answer is no, because whenever human skin is cut, okay, it always heals by the process called fibrosis. Okay, this fibrosis, or commonly known as scarring, is the skin's way of healing. Okay, the healing sites in the transplanted areas are usually so small that the fibrosis is virtually undetectable. Okay, number six, how long does a hair transplant surgery take? Okay, a typical session of between 1,000 to 3,000 grafts normally involves a full day of surgery on an outpatient basis. So there you go. Okay, it usually takes an average of one full day for a typical normal surgery. Okay, number seven, how much does it cost and how many grafts do you need? Okay, surgical sessions are priced either by per graft or by the session. Okay, prices typically average around $5 to $6 per graft. Okay, just in case you're wondering what is a graft, okay, the simplest way to explain it is one graft equals to one hair follicle. Okay, it is normal for the price per graft to drop as the size of the surgical session increases. Many clinics will offer a reduced rate per graft once a certain surgical session size, that is 1,000 to 2,000 grafts, is exceeded. Okay, and if you're just having a mild beginning hair thinning or hair loss, what you need is probably an average of say 1,000 to 1,500 grafts, which equates to $6,000 to $9,000 at $6 per graft. Okay, for more serious or critical cases, you might need anywhere between 1,500 to 3,000 grafts, which equates to 9,000 to 18,000 at $6 per graft. So as you can see, it is hell of expensive to do it. Okay. Right. Number 8. What is the recovery or healing time? Okay, most patients feel fine within a day or two following surgery, although some numbness and mild soreness can be expected for several days following surgery. Okay, number 9, will people know you had a hair transplant? Okay, immediately following surgery, a patient's recipient area is typically pink with scabs, forming around the micro incisions. These hundreds of tiny incisions will heal rapidly within a week to probably 10 days. So during the first few days after the surgery, a person's hair transplants will be noticeable if there is no previous hair to mask these temporary scabs. However, most patients feel comfortable being in public without wearing a hat within 5 to say 7 days following surgery. Okay, number 10. When will the newly transplanted hair start to grow? Okay, normally it takes between 3 to 5 months, following surgery before the transplanted hair follicles begin to grow new hair. Okay, the transplanted hair grows in very thin, initially, and gradually grows thicker and fuller over time. After 1 year, a patient's transplanted hair will be fully mature and will continue to grow for a lifetime. Now that being said, on the flip side, hair transplantation comes with disadvantages too. Okay, number 1, as one of its psychological disadvantages, it is worth bearing in mind that often sizable proportion of the dermis has to be extracted for the purpose of implantation. The scalp provides protection to the follicle from trauma. Okay, thus follicles tend to become more vulnerable in cases where a sizable portion is removed. Okay. Now next, cases involving dense packing tend to become more costly and time taking, calling for more than one session. Okay. Cases involving thick packing can lead to scarring and injuries. Okay, so yes, in certain cases there might be scarring and injuries if the surgeon is not so skillful, right? The next one is due to injury and exposure to certain medications, grafts planted may not survive, resulting in the wastage of both time and money. Okay, so as you can see, these are the good and the bad. Okay, the advantages and the disadvantages of hair transplantation. Of all the options available to treat hair loss, okay, hair transplant really is one of the best, okay, if not the best way for you to permanently grow back all your hair. Okay, in other words, if you want a quote unquote guaranteed way to grow back all your hair, then by all means please opt for the hair transplant. Okay, but bear in mind, okay, it does and normally cost a bomb, okay, because average cost range anywhere between 7,000 to 30,000 easily, okay, depending on how severe your baldness or hair thinning is. Okay, now again, that's 7,000 to 30,000, sorry, certainly not cheap. Okay, that's 7,000 to 30,000 just for your hair. So think about it. All right, so either that or you can choose an alternative option which is way cheaper and a much more effective all natural and completely herbal way to grow back your hair at www.baldingserum.com. Okay, feel free to check out the many live testimonies there too. Okay, now feel free to like and share this video on Facebook or with all your friends. You can do leave your comments or any questions you may have at the bottom of this video, whatever they may be, because we want to hear from you. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video as much as I had fun making it. I'll talk to you again soon. Stay tuned. Mark.